Hi everyone, Dr. Claudia here. Today I'd like to talk about something I refer to as the Neuro Journey. So, everyone is born and everyone dies. What happens in between those two events depends on so many different factors. Where and when we are born, to whom we are born, life events, and our own decisions. So many times I encounter patients who think they are powerless when it comes to their health. Here's what I respond. You cannot change genetics. You cannot change your age or the past. You can change many other important factors. Here's a picture of how I think of the neuro journey throughout life. Okay, so here's me. I'm going to talk about myself and different hypothetical situations or life paths. So here on the left, I was born, and right off the bat, like so many Latinos, I have a strong family history of diabetes. So we already know I can't change that. I'm very lucky because my family has enough food to eat, a safe home, and I get to have an education. So childhood is pretty good for both hypothetical Claudias. In high school and in college, I am active in sports and dance, and I continue to enjoy these activities through college. But I gain weight due to there always being a lot of food in the dorm cafeteria. So I become aware of the importance of moderate eating practices and choosing nutritious foods. Over time, I lost the extra pounds just by being mindful of what and how much I was eating. And that lesson stuck with me. In adulthood, life got so much more complicated. I had my first daughter when I was in residency, becoming a neurologist, and my second daughter I had in fellowship when I was studying to be an epilepsy doctor. All of a sudden, I had a demanding job, 2 kids, and a husband. And at that time, I also noticed the pounds pile on in the blink of an eye, and that they're much harder to take off. Talk about having a shortage of time, energy, and bandwidth to take care of myself. So, around here, big life changes, etc., I remember the commitment made to staying healthy. And it is not easy. I figure out a schedule with my husband for me to take time to exercise at least 3 times per week. I go to the gym or for a run, depending on my schedule. And my husband and I, we plan out meals and we agree to share cooking duties, etc. And what I find along this journey is that I feel so much better, and I sleep so much better, and I have so much more energy. So that's awesome. But over here, let's back up, and we're going to the other hypothetical Claudia. And she is overwhelmed. She decides that it's too hard to figure out when to exercise. Her husband offers to help, but she's stressed, and she'd rather take time to catch up on work. She gets really disorganized in her eating, often snacking on whatever's around, and she's tired all the time. So this is where the journey becomes really different. Choices made impact the trajectory of each of these hypothetical Claudias. The first Claudia continues on her routine. She's getting older, so she makes sure to get yearly checkups. But the second hypothetical Claudia gains weight, and that triggers a process in her metabolism. And she ends up getting diagnosed with diabetes and high blood pressure at the age of 46. And guys, I know that sounds super young and not probable, but I see this very often. So it is not that uncommon. Now, she does listen to her doctor's advice about diet and exercise and makes some changes, but does not really commit to an exercise schedule or to really changing her diet. Over time, the diabetes and blood pressure, they get harder to control, and she starts to suffer the complications of diabetes. She has pain from nerve damage, her kidneys suffer, and she has to go on dialysis. And she starts a cycle of being in and out of the hospital. She even has a stroke and she has heart disease. And all of this is really hard. It's hard on her, and it's hard on her family. Meanwhile, had she stayed with her good habits that she picked up in college, she would have ended up not getting diagnosed with diabetes until the age of 70. She would continue to exercise, keep a close eye on her blood sugar, take her medicine exactly as prescribed. She gets hospitalized once for pneumonia, but that's it. So way over here on the right, both Claudias die at the age of 80. And you ask, well, what's the difference? Why make all that effort if they both died at the same time? The big difference is quality of life. I do not believe that the goal is necessarily to live as long as humanly possible. I believe the goal is to live as well as possible. For me, this means keeping my organs, including my brain, healthy. It means being able to stay productive and active. It means being able to enjoy my time on Earth. Now, if you're watching this video, you are likely an adult. You may already have a chronic illness. You may already have had health challenges. Perhaps you've already had a stroke or been told by your doctor to make changes. That's okay. It does not mean your path is predetermined. You have the power to change your trajectory. So, your homework is to draw out your path and how you want it to look. Write out the changes you think you need to make and go talk to your doctor about them. All right, and I really want to hear from you. So let me know in the comments what you want your neurological health path to look like. Let's walk our paths in power.